back to the Royal Daily Tea. So, since it is Thanksgiving week, a holiday week, I thought that I would do a different type of video. So, I thought it'd be fun for me to do a get to know me video since I have almost 2,000 new subscribers in the past 2 weeks. Our channel has almost doubled in size. So I just wanted to introduce myself to kind of give you a little bit about me so you can kind of learn about the voice behind the videos. Since I'm not on camera, I want to create kind of a happy, safe community here for the Royal Daily Tea family. And so I thought I'd introduce myself and just share a tiny bit about myself with you. And of course, if you want to share anything about yourself, I'd love to read it in the comments. So first thing first, welcome to the Royal Daily Tea. We are in the week of Thanksgiving, and so what I am grateful for is each one of you. I know that sounds corny and mushy, but it's 100% true. I am so grateful and thankful for each one of you who come by my videos every single time. I love to see the familiar faces and the names, and I really truly enjoy and appreciate your feedback, your insight, and your comments. I love that we can share things together, and it just really tickles me silly when you guys enjoy my content. Now, I have to tell you, I'm obviously a novice. This was never my intention to be a YouTuber or a royal commentator. I kind of fell into it, but I feel like I was destined to be something with the royal family at some point in my life. So some of you might have watched my Princess Diana video that I did a few months ago. If you haven't watched it, make sure you check it out. I talk about my background and how I first fell in love with the royal family. Now, when I was a young girl, I did watch the wedding of Princess Diana and Prince Charles, and that is where I became absolutely obsessed and mesmerized with the royal family. Now, I've always been a fan of the royal family, and of course, when Princess Diana died, I was devastated. And then ever since then, I just kind of watched them from afar, as we all do, collected books, that type of thing. Now, in March of this year, after the Oprah Winfrey interview with Harry and Meghan, I became extremely upset, as I do know quite a bit about the royal family as I've studied them my entire life. And I was furious. And so I went on TikTok and I made a video debunking the Oprah Winfrey interview. Well, what happened was I went viral on TikTok. I went from 500 subscribers to about 50,000 subscribers within 5 weeks on TikTok, and I had a few of my royal videos reach over a million views. I think one of them had 3.9 million views. So I was one of the only people on TikTok who was doing royal commentary at the time. And of course, I was one of the only ones who was really telling the truth about Harry and Meghan. And so I got a lot of hate, as you can imagine, but I also got a lot of followers. And so that's kind of how I started into the royal commentary. I accidentally went viral on TikTok. And so that happened in March of this year. And then I came over to YouTube and slowly started doing some content on here. But that's kind of my story. I didn't mean to go viral on TikTok. It was kind of an accident, but I realized there was a lot of people out there who kind of felt the way that I did. And then, of course, I found other people like According to Taz and Sue Smith and Neil Sean. There's a lot of really great royal commentators out here. And so there is a community of people who love the royals and love to hear the latest news. So I decided to do YouTube. So that's kind of my story of how I got started with the royal commentary. It was a complete accident, but again, my whole life I've loved the royals, and so in my opinion, I was destined to do something with the royals. Now, I do have a blog called The Royal Daily Tea. Now, this is something that I wanted to do that's not just about Harry and Meghan or the royal gossip, something where we could share food and recipes, fashion, decor, entertainment, and of course, some royal news over there. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, the Royal Daily Tea, I am working really hard to add some more content there. I'm also working on a merch line, some mugs and some t-shirts. Unfortunately, I've just been super busy, haven't had a ton of time, but that's kind of my goal is so for Christmas you guys can go there and hopefully find something that you will enjoy. Another fun fact about me is I have a 14-year-old cat named Romeo. He is an only child. His sister Kitty passed away 2 years ago. So Romeo has definitely been enjoying the perks of being an only child, but sometimes I do feel guilty and I feel like he needs a playmate because Kitty was 8 years older than him. So he always had a playmate his entire life until she passed. And of course, he gets extra attention from me, lots of gifts, t-shirts. He's got the life of Riley. You know, he lives a very good life, but sometimes he wants attention all the time or he wants to play. So I've pondered with the idea of getting him a friend, either a puppy or a cat. But, you know, right now he's just going to have to be an only child. But who knows, maybe if I do really well on YouTube in the future, we'll be able to get Romeo a playmate. So right now, it's just the two of us in our little cozy home. Another fun fact is I love clocks. My mother and I collect antique clocks. She got me on this addiction. I do have a few antique clocks in my home. The picture I'm going to show you is my favorite clock. I call it my Beauty and the Beast clock. It's my favorite. It's from my mom. Well, I basically went to her house and just said, I'm going to take that clock. That's how I collect clocks. I take from my mom's house. She has about 50 clocks. So yeah, I have a few antique clocks. And I love when I watch shows like Downton Abbey or historical fiction shows, and they have these beautifully decorated castles. There's always a really pretty fireplace, and they always have these beautiful antique clocks on the mantle, and I just have so much envy for these clocks. I love them. So if you ever watch any of those shows, you'll see the beautiful antiques and the clocks. That's my thing. I love antique clocks. If I could have an entire house full of them, I would. Another fun fact that you may not know, but I'm going to let you in on an inside secret for my channel, just between us though, so don't tell anybody, is every time every time I say the word daddy, that's actually a private joke between my mother and I. And so every time I can say daddy, I literally say it and I chuckle to myself every time because it makes me laugh. It makes my mom laugh, and it's kind of a little nod to my mom. So I hope when you hear me say daddy, you'll know the joke and that you'll enjoy it. I was really thinking for my Royal Daily Tea merch of making a mug that says daddy and maybe one that says shall we? You know, Megan's catchphrase. I don't know. So I was trying to be clever. Oh, another fun fact about me, since we are talking about Thanksgiving, is I've never cooked a turkey. I know I'm midlife. But I've never cooked a turkey. I've always gone to other people's homes who've done the cooking. I'll cook side dishes, but for whatever reason, I've never cooked the turkey. I actually had a nightmare last week that I had a huge turkey defrosting in my fridge, and I was freaking out because it's been a couple days and it was going rotten, and I had to cook the turkey, and I didn't know how to do it. I don't know what that meant, but I literally dreamed of this turkey. But yeah, one of these days I'm just gonna cook a turkey, even if it's just for me. Just I heard it's the easiest thing to cook, but I don't know. I've never cooked a turkey. So let me know in the comments. Are you the person in your family who cooks the turkey, or are you the person like me who just shows up and eats the turkey? Another fun fact is I'm a horrible baker. Now I can cook, I can make a cake out of a box, but I'm not a from scratch cooker with the dough and the kneading. I try to make those keto breads, low carb breads. My bread never turned out because I had to make the dough and you have to, knead it, and it's just a disaster. So one year, about 10 years ago, I thought I was going to make a homemade apple pie. And I tried. I got the apples, I sliced them, I made the crust, was homemade. It was a beautiful apple pie. I mean, it was, the butter melted, the crust was golden. I did the little crisscross design. It looked like something from Pinterest. It was the prettiest pie. So I go to my sister's house. We're all excited about Michelle's pie that we're having for dessert, and my nephew cuts into the pie and all the cinnamon falls out. And everyone's like, "Why is there so much cinnamon in your pie?" And I'm like, I don't know. So apparently, again, I'm so dumb. I swear it was the recipe that I followed. They did not type it properly, in my defense. Um, the recipe said 1 cup sugar and 1 cup cinnamon. I swear. So I guess they meant 1 cup cinnamon sugar. I literally put a cup of cinnamon. You guys, that's a lot of cinnamon. If you don't know, that's a lot of cinnamon. So needless to say, it was a disaster. And till this day, people make fun of me and they're like, "You're store buying the pies. We don't need you to bring a pie. We're good." My poor nephew, he actually tried to eat it, but there was just too much cinnamon. So I'm not a baker. I've never cooked a turkey. Yeah, so those are my two things I guess I should work on. Yeah, so I just wanted to share some fun facts with you. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting to learn just a little bit about me, but I really want to say thank you. I hope you have an amazing and awesome Thanksgiving. I will be coming back next week with some more blogs, hopefully some merch, and some new videos on the Royals. So I will keep you posted if I hear anything else in between then. But if I don't hear from you guys, have an awesome Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, guys.